Fixing the toilets of the world, that's pretty good, huh? I think it's good. I hate it when I can tell there's like food in my teeth, but I can feel it there. You guys wait for it. Sophie's about to come over here and meow her ass off. Yep. Like clockwork, you come. She loves avocados. Paisley will probably come over here too at some point. You know, music really captures a moment in time. Like, I've been thinking about that a lot. You know how I've done videos where I'm like behind the back of a truck or something and I'm talking about something, a visual or whatever. I'm like, wow, that was a moment in time that no longer exists, and it's captured on video, and it's like so weird to me. But that's kind of like what a love song is, though. It's like you're trying to like freeze time. I knew you'd come too, honey. She's a little less vocal, but she's still vocal. Paisley. Paisley. You only talk when you want to talk. She's like, I do not speak when spoken to. I really love that about her, though. Like, she's extremely, like, rebellious. She's just like her mommy. Sometimes I feel like I gave birth to her. Though I know that that seems impossible. But since I meow all the time, is it impossible? Okay, here you go. Don't fight. It's not worth it. It's just a piece of avocado. It's really not worth it. But it's like, yeah, just listening to, like, Kanye when he first started out, and listening to hip-hop from the early 90s, and, like, this Morrissey album came out in 1993, I think. 1993 was a good time for music. And the 90s, there was so much good music that came out in the 90s, and yeah, it's just, it's like, I think that's why I've always had just, like, this real deep understanding of how important music is, because, like, I know that time isn't real. Time is just, like, how we process consciousness, you know? And so, even, like, happy songs still make me very depressed. Because they're capturing something that's not going to last. 9 times out of 10. Yeah, just going back and listening to the Strokes. Like, it's like all that music just represented, like, a way more innocent time period, you know? And that's not to say that there aren't people, like, there are plenty of artists. You know, I'm a diehard fan of St. Vincent, and she came out with, you know, probably her best album. I usually don't say that about artists, because artists usually lose it. And it's mainly because they subject themselves to more and more of the world. And they start to give way too much of a fuck about what people think about them, and then the industries control way too much of their creative output, and yeah, it sucks. It fucking sucks. Like, they want to punish people for authenticity. They really do. And so I know that can be really draining, like putting yourself out there into the world, all for people to scrutinize it, something fierce, and then whine because it's not what it was. They whine because, oh, you're not playing your old stuff, you sold out, blah, blah, you know? But, you know, I don't think artists want to stay stuck in this idea of who they used to be. You know? We're people too, damn it. That's why I don't watch any of my old videos. Like, I just keep, like, moving on to the next thing. Hold on, I'm going to play this album one more time. Yeah, that's gotta be hard to, like, put yourself out there, and then you're, like, trying to do something else. You're trying to, you know, grow as a person and write about new experiences, and then everybody just keeps wanting you to talk about the same experience. Like, no, talk about the person that you were back in 1987. Talk about that. I liked who you were. I preferred who you were in 1987. Well, maybe you didn't prefer who you were in 1987. Maybe you were on coke. You know? Maybe you were in, like, a horrible relationship. maybe you're in a horrible relationship, you thought it was good, and then you found out that she was a lying bitch, that cheated on you a bunch of times. You don't want to be running to her, you know? The fact that people just don't look at anything like that. Like, you are who I want you to be. You are this image that I've created of you. And then people get offended that you're not that. As if they have any right to be offended by that. No, I would say that that's the number one problem in relationships. That we're not just like dishonest about who we are, but we're dishonest about like what we think you are. You know what I'm saying? It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. But, you know, I've had to deal with this, you know, recently. Where, you know, there was somebody that had an idea of me that just wasn't accurate. But I can't blame myself for the fact that that's how this person looked at me. You know? I can't choose the pair of glasses that you put on. You know? Especially when I'm so honest. I am so forthcoming about all my hang-ups that if you expect more of me than I have obviously put out, you know, then I know that that's not me. And the reason why I know that is because I work the 12 steps, and so this one particular step is the 4th step. It's where we look at our part in the situation. We look at their part, we look at our part. Now for me, I'm insanely good at self-blame. So this is why the 12 steps is very helpful for a person like me, because I saw that not everything was my fault. And you know, when I was young, you know, there were things that I was immature about. There were things that I took personally. There were things that I did wrong. There were ways that I manipulated situations to get what I wanted. I said those things, I did those things, and I can totally admit it. Which is why I deserve Holy Communion, damn it. Okay, anyway. My priest would shit himself if you ever watched this channel, dude. I mean, just imagine how much longer confession would be. It was like just this channel. He wouldn't be able to handle it. He'd be like, I'm retiring. This is too much. Okay, what else does this need? Avocado, tomato, cilantro. Damn, I don't have a lime. You think I could use a lemon? I could use a lemon. It's like the same thing, right? It's gonna be the same thing today, damn it. I'm gonna save the best part for last, the onion. You know, something I noticed when I was cutting onions at work is like the more I was fighting it, the worse it was. So it was like when I just accepted, like, you were gonna fucking cry. Like, this is what your eyes will do because of this scent. I mean, I would say it's a lot more than a scent, but, you know, whatever odors, whatever gas, it feels like a gas. It's like tear gas. But like just smelling it, I'm like, you know, triggered. I'm so triggered. But yeah, when I just accepted that I was going to cry, it wasn't bad at all. I was like, this is just part of this, you know? And then it got better. I got used to it. I got adjusted to that feeling of being trapped, you know? It'll be good with a lemon. It doesn't fucking matter. Sorry, I'm just thinking about a Mitch Hedberg joke. You know, like Mitch Hedberg, he said, like, how, like, Sprite's made with lemon and lime. He's like, I tried making it at home. There's way more to it than that. Like, hey, man, you want some more homemade Sprite? Not till you figure out what the fuck else is in it. I'm pretty good at reciting his jokes verbatim because they're so fucking brilliant. There's this comedian right now. I don't remember his name. But so many people are comparing him to Mitch Hedberg because his delivery is exactly the same. He has long hair. He swears up and down that he doesn't know anything about Mitch Hedberg. But he went on Kill Tony, and Tony Hinchcliffe liked him. But when I saw, what's his face? Junior Stopka perform, he was bitching about him. He was like, yeah, this guy's just like completely ripping him off. Here's the thing, there's this chick, I think her name's like Erica Strodes or something like that. She's actually really funny. I like this girl a lot. Erica Rhodes, I think that's her name. She's this really adorable blonde. She's an actress. She was on like Prairie Home Companion because I think like her uncle started it or something. But she started off as like a ballet dancer, and then she went into acting, but now she does comedy, and I think that she's actually really, really funny. She looks just like Maria Bamford. Like, she looks like she could be Maria Bamford's daughter. And she's also from Minnesota, and she sounds similar to her, but she doesn't have, like, the mental ill thing. But she kind of has a voice that's, like, recognizably nasal and annoying, but, like, it just freaked me out. Because, like, when I saw her, I was like, holy shit, is that Maria Bamford? But it's just weird, dude. I feel like I'm living in this, like inverted, like, universe or something, where it's, like, everything's, like, a replica of something else. I know that that's true. Like, I know that bands sound the same, comedians sound the same, but it's, like, no. Like, there are comedians right now that sound exactly, like, to a T. Like other comedians from a while ago. And, like, it's okay that, you know, to be inspired by other comedians and to have similar material, but to look exactly like another comedian and to have material that strongly resembles it to the point where it's like, it seems like you're copying that person. It's a weird world, okay? It's a weird world. Yes! I get excited about hot stuff. I do. But, I probably should be wearing gloves, but I'm being ballsy right now. I'm going to trust that I remember not to touch my eye. Which is stupid, considering the fact that I have ADD just like the rest of the country, okay? Yeah, but I just did a video. Well, I just put up a video today where I was bitching about fat people. And, you know, anytime that I bitch about something specific like that, I'm always, like, kind of, you know, hesitant about it. Like, I feel kind of guilty. But I think that that guilt does not come from God. You know, this whole, like, oh, don't say it. Don't say what's on your heart because the overly sensitive fat people can't handle it. It's like there are plenty of fat people that can handle that, and they know that they have a problem, and some of them are working on it, and some of them aren't. But it's like, I feel like my job as a comedian, and my job as a contrarian, and kind of a sacred clown, whatever the fuck, is to mock all of that and be like, yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up that we have totally normalized dying of cardiovascular disease. That's fucked up. And I really feel for people that have no self-control. I mean, I do believe that that's why I've studied narcissism to the extent that I have. Because I've definitely put myself in a position where, like, I didn't have self-control. But I'd like to think that I'm way more capable of self-regulation if I just don't drink alcohol. You know? I think it's very possible. I'm not the type to, like, react to people. I'm really not. Like, you really have to fucking push me. And even if I do react, I'll feel really bad and I'll apologize because that's just not me at all. It's out of character for me. Like the girl I bitch about all the time. We got into a political argument back in summer 2000. You know it was about Donald Trump, okay? She hates that motherfucker. She passionately hates him. Probably because he reminds her of herself. But that kind of goes along with the point that I always make about, like, how narcissists bring out the narcissism in other people. You know, so a lot of people will say, yeah, he's a total narcissist. He's a spitting image of a narcissist, right? And I can understand why he gets that reputation, for sure. I mean, the way he talks, the way he carries himself, yeah, that makes sense why they think that. But he's also proving that a lot of these people are also narcissists, you know? Anyway, we got into this argument. It was very short. Because she just came at me. Like, it was about this presidential debate between Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and she was just saying a bunch of bullshit. And I called her a liar. And here's the thing, like, she was lying, for sure. She was definitely lying. But she didn't know she was lying. Because she trusts the fucking media, okay? And I wasn't just supporting him to support him or anything. It was just like, no, she's literally saying stuff that's not fucking true. And, you know, I'm not just going to go along with something because, like, I don't want to offend you or whatever. You know, if you're saying something that's, like, flat out wrong, it's wrong for me to not correct you if I know that it's not the truth. But me just, like, straight up calling her a liar, that really triggered her. And she just, like, immediately walked off, and I felt bad about it. I felt bad about it. I knew that I was wrong. And so I went up to her and I apologized. Like, I don't even think it was 10 minutes later. I walked up to her and I said, look, I'm really sorry that I called you a liar. I didn't mean it. That's another example of working the steps. Cleaning up your side of the street. Knowing what you did wrong. Now, she didn't talk to me for like several days after that. She didn't talk to me. But she actually said to me, like, when I apologized to her, she's like, look, I'm too angry with you to talk to you right now, but we'll talk eventually. So I think that she has, like, an iota of self-awareness and personal responsibility and all that. It's just that she's not virtuous enough to chase that part of herself. And that's what's so frustrating about her. But, I don't know. A part of me feels sorry for her. I feel sorry for people like that. But, that was really the last time that we talked about politics. And it wasn't because, like, we always disagree. Like, you know, I think that she's actually a lot more conservative, but she feels like she has to side with these stupid liberals that are, like, totally hysterical about Donald Trump. And that really doesn't serve anybody but Donald Trump. Well, I don't even think it really serves him. It just serves the people that are running the show, which have made people like her believe that he's solely responsible for everything that's happening, and he's just not. He's just the guy in office, you know? Just like all these people that were calling Joe Biden Sleepy Joe, right? Sleepy Joe. Zany Bar Joe. It's like, that wasn't even him, dude. Like, can you prove that that was actually Joe Biden? Can you prove that's actually Donald Trump? You really can't, but you think that you can. Which is exactly why politics is for narcissistic people. Because they want to believe that they have control over something, and they don't. They definitely don't have any control over what happens in the country on a higher level. They have control over what happens in the country on a lower level, and they don't seem to notice or care. Because they opt for convenience over everything else. So the billionaires are able to get away with what the billionaires get away with because all the little people don't understand how community is supposed to work. You know? It's just terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And I am deeply ashamed of my fellow countrymen. At the same time, they can't much help it. I mean, when you're ignorant, you're ignorant. I mean, that's what it means, you know? Like, you're not going to figure it out because you're ignorant, whatever. Whatever. That's my sponsor's reaction to, like, everything. Whatever. Whenever she can't control something, whatever. I really like that, though. I think it's funny. I've obviously adopted it. We didn't cry this time. That's pretty good, huh? I shouldn't brag about that. What if I'm just, like, so used to crying that, like, onions do nothing? It's like, is that all you got? It's probably because it's a red onion. I feel like white onions and yellow onions are a lot more potent. Red onions are tame. Anyway. I appreciate you guys sticking this out with me tonight. This was a fun little round of videos since I can't figure out how to live stream anymore.
It's mainly that microphone. The microphone stopped working. We'll figure it out. Maybe.